talk about decomposing functions. Decomposing functions is the process of breaking down a function into two separate functions. You want to think about what's your inside, what's your outside. So here's the idea. H of x needs to be broken into two separate functions such that it's f composed of g, or f of g of x. G of x is your inside function. F of x is your outside function. If you're looking at this and you say, what's on the inside? Well, look at this problem and say, what's on the inside? Well, instinct would say that g of x is 2x minus 3. And if I asked you what's on the outside, you might say, oh, the fifth power is on the outside. I cannot say blank box is fifth power, right? I have to put a variable here. Well, what variable did you use? X. So I'm going to let my f of x simply be x to the fifth. Well, let's see if this works. How would I check this? Well, I was told that h of x was supposed to be f of g of x. That means it's f of 2x plus 3. And so f of means in my f of x, I'm going to replace my x with my 2x plus 3. So instead of x to the fifth, I'll have 2x plus 3 to the fifth. And does this match what we started with? Yes, this matches. So, yes, this works. This is your g function, and this is your f function. Let's do another one. Again, decomposition, simply breaking functions into two separate ones. Look at another one. Find f of x and g of x such that, again, f of g of x is your inside, f of x is your outside. Okay? If I asked you what was your inside function, you might say x minus 2 was your so-called inside. If I asked you, okay, well, what's your outside function? You might say, well, it's 1 over, and then the denominator has a fourth power, right? But I can't say it's 1 over a blank box to the fourth power. I have to have a variable, and we are using x's. So I'm going to let my f function be 1 over x to the fourth. Let's see if it works. To see if this works, you simply multiply out the two functions that you've said. Okay, it's f of g of x. Well, what did I say g of x was? X minus 2. F of means that I'm going to replace my x with my x minus 2. So that's 1 over x minus 2 to the fourth power. Does this match the function that we started with? Yes. So these two functions work. Let's do another one. Again, we want f of g of x. Again, this is your g of x is your inside, f of x is your outside. Looking at this function, you'd say probably that your g of x is 3x plus 7. And you might say that your f of x, your outside, is what's left. Well, I have 1 over radical. Well, I can't just have 1 over blank radical. Again, I have to have a variable, so I'm going to put an x there. Well, let's see if this works. Simply check by multiplying out f of g of x. Well, what did I say g of x was? 3x plus 7. So f of 3x plus 7. Okay. Well, f of 3x plus 7 means in my function, in my f of x, I'm going to replace the x with 3x plus 7. Well, that's 1 over the radical 3x plus 7. Does this match what I started with? Yes. Therefore, these two functions work.